whether you're playing sports, military, working on a job, there's certain things they push and require that you can be better. If you're playing sports, you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to do things when you're uncomfortable. When you're at work, you're going to do things that you're uncomfortable doing because this is required, right? And we accept these things based on they will make us better or they will pay us better. And when you're raising your kid, a little bit of that approach is necessary. You're going to do things to them and should do things to them that they're not always comfortable with, because we know the real world is not going to always be comforting. So if they're familiar with being uncomfortable in situations and working through it, all that is a practice that they can take to adulthood. Kenny Green, raw perspective, concrete and steel, talking to the people. Sometimes some of these conversations are inspired by some real things in real life, things that happen. And I was talking to a young man, 20-something years old, and him and his mom going through some things, and he started telling me that he don't owe her nothing. You know what I'm saying? He don't owe nobody nothing. He didn't ask to come here. But what he's failing to realize is that you have a key to a door that you can go in and out every day. Sometimes the young people have a lot of this life thing distorted because you work very hard to prevent them from going through certain tragedies, certain problems, and certain things in life that truly will give them a better understanding of your sacrifice and help them grow to be better people. I'm not saying let your kid just drag through the mud or whatever, but a lot of times people don't understand things because they never had to go through things. Around my age person, parent, made you go through things, made you sacrifice, made you do things you didn't feel like doing because it would make a better you. But now when you have young people and you try to prevent them from going through anything, shielding them from everything, giving them everything, you distort the reality of real life situations. So when they get on their own and start trying to do things and it becomes difficult, there's a certain level of adversity that you could have gave them and managed them through that they don't have now. Making it a little difficult is okay. Don't always think you have to solve every problem for them. You have to make everything super easy. Oh, he looks sad, let me buy him this. Oh, she's crying, let me do this. Sometimes let them figure some of that out. It's a good thing. Let them figure some of that out. Because you're trying to raise people that will be durable in the world. Because if you're a grown person, and say you're 40-something, 50-something, you already know and you've been through enough to realize that there's going to be some challenges, man. And you have to have a level of endurance, a level of tenacity, a level of determination to survive it. So if you don't instill these things in some of the young people coming up, it's not like you're depriving your kid of anything or you're going through all of this or all of that. All you're trying to do is say, listen, when you're an adult and you have to depend on you and there's no fallback but you, there's different toughness skills you'll have to operate in. You're going to have to do things you don't feel like doing. You know how many 20-something-year-olds now is like, did you go do this? I didn't feel like it. That wasn't even, that's, how do you even say you don't have no money because you didn't feel like going to do something. So now you're comfortable asking someone for their money because you didn't feel like doing something. And also you have the parents that say, I want it easier for my kid. But are you really making it easier? You're making it easier when they're 7, 12, 16. But then when they get in the real world and they're at a disadvantage because they never really was in adverse situations and had to do certain things for themselves, An example. You know how sometimes, maybe in my age bracket or whatever, it'd be like, make sure no dishes are in the sink, right? And if your parent come in and dishes are in the sink, they're probably gonna wake you up out of your sleep to do those dishes. Now it might be like, I ain't feel like doing them. What's the difference? I do it in the morning. That's one generation. The next generation is, no, you're getting up out of the bed and you're gonna do them now. Now I'm gonna tell you what happens in that, right? Because you got woke up at 2 a.m. and you didn't feel like getting up, and it was either a switchblade to you, not a switchblade, a belt to your behind, right? Next time, you're gonna make sure that's done before you go to sleep, because you don't wanna be woken up, and you know there's no conversation that's gonna get you out of it. So you just go handle it. And this is the strategy that we have to operate in with the young people. So think about it. So